gentlemen, that beautiful technicolor rainbow in between, welcome back to another video, and welcome to the land of the rising sun. For this nation, we already designed I designed this a while ago, and I just wanted something, powerful enough to be a threat, and, well, you can see that. This thing's got... It's got quadruple 17-inch guns, forward and bow and stern. It's like, this is clearly meant to be like a Super Yamato with a bunch of these are 8-inch casemates. Just a lot of 8-inch casemates. This is clearly a, super tech build. However, today we are continuing our AI, helping the AI put up a fighting chance in the campaign. And here we're back with designing a destroyer for the land of the rising sun. So that is what we're going to do. Setting up everything basically, 39 knots, just so that, it's faster than basically everything on the planet. It's running steam turbines because, cheap technology, everything is, base level tech that you can get for like a while back. And we have our depth charges on it, 1 mine hunter kit, and 1 mine laying kit. Also anti-flooding 1. We want this stuff as a baseline before we start adding torpedo tubes and guns. Damn, I can't fit that. Not with that there. Okay, let's grab the thin funnel there, grab one there. Grab the lightest turret possible. Grab the lightest main tower as possible. I love the wood roof on that. It's like, you don't need a wooden deck on top of that, but, it kind of helps, disperse what you're actually looking at. It gives you a reason to not pay too much attention to it. Now, this is a Japanese torpedo, or, submarine, so, destroyer. Japanese had a lot of torpedoes on their, ships, so let's build a torpedo boat. But what's basically a torpedo boat? For the glory and empire of Japan, let's build a torpedo boat. That's a 9 torpedo spread. Oh, let's let's do a coincidence. And hydrophone 3, just for a baseline, and 20-inch torpedoes, because, you need to be able to fire your torps. Going to add a dual 5, and I'm going to see if I can add a two triple 2s on this. Ooh, just slightly too much. Yikes. How about quad 2s? Would this be too much? Or dual 2s? Yikes. Standard, capped, nose fused, cordite, everything is fine, everything's fine. I don't want to sacrifice range or anything else for... I gotta somehow shed... Well... I mean, they're the tin can sailors, so, yeah. Honestly, I'm not good at designing destroyers, but for a I mean, 39 knots, 9 torpedoes, a 5-inch gun, and 2-inch secondaries. I mean, it's a rudimentary anti-aircraft screen, but it has an anti-aircraft screen. It's actually on par with, actual Japanese anti-aircraft capabilities, but, don't talk about that. We don't mention that. We're here to be polite. Actually, I can just downgrade the guns. I almost rarely do it because there's, no purpose in doing that, but, range, 12-kilometer range, 11-kilometer range, 12-kilometer range. Can I add 5 inches on that? Or, no, 5% length increase. .4, 12.6, 12.2. Okay, so, it's not a good destroyer, but it's 50. But it's remarkably cheap. I mean, this is $6 billion versus this is $55 million, or 51 million. And for something that's good enough to clear a minefield, I mean, this will clear a minefield, it will hunt a submarine. Not going to do it well, but it can do it. It can launch a torpedo spread 12 kilometers out. It's 39 knots, so it can run if needed. It's an overall kind of a decent ship. It's not a bad design. It's not the best design, but it's not bad. And for what it is, it's actually kind of good. And with the minimal main guns, it's, not really an issue. So, yeah. You know what? I'm actually quite happy with this design. I'll be happier in the campaign when I can, stress test the design, but, I'm good with this one, so let's move on to our medium destroyer, or our medium tech destroyer. Knots. Drop the range down to minimum. Make that a veteran crew. Give them geared turbines. Give them oil 1. Drift 4. Depth charge 3. Mine hunter 2. Mine layer 1. That is a big-ass funnel. And this is... actually worth investing in. Because that's a gun platform. Which means we can put a 555 on the bow. For, firepower. And then put a quad tube there and a quad tube here. Well, that fits a 2-inch. Does it fit a 3-inch? It does fit a 3. I doubt it can fit a 4. Yeah, it can't fit a 4. So let's put 2 3s on this. No, it does not fit the 3-inch. Still better than what was on it before. And can I add these to the side of the... No, I can't. Those aren't going to fit. Not without expanding the hull. Anti-flooding 2, cap ballistics, standard ratio. I'm going to go with base views for longer range, and let's go coincidence to a sonar station, and can I go to 20-inch torps? I can go to 20-inch. And that's just too much, alright. That's too much as well. Same amount of torpedoes, one more 5-inch gun, and triple 3s. You know, all things considering, this is actually a good design. Like, I'm actually genuinely, like, happy with this design. It's actually kind of good for what it is. I mean, it's, you know, very much a second verse, same as the first. Now put me on a... Now send me on a plane so I can put them in a hearse. And, you know, for the Land of the Rising Sun, that's all you really need. You don't need a lot of guns. Okay, granted, I love the Fletcher class having 10 5-inch guns across your deck, but having a torpedo battery is also kind of impressive. Can I add 10% length? Just barely. How much does that go to? 14 kilometer range. That's good. And these are to 11 kilometer range, so let's... That's 12 kilometer range. Can I... 4 seems to be the max, and that's 13 kilometer range. 14 kilometer range, 13 kilometer range, and 12.6 kilometer range. Okay, so that's a better, like, torpedo. So yeah, this is... somehow cheaper. Oh no, it's like... Oh, that's nearly 5 times the price of the previous one. However, you're getting more capability out of your destroyer, and it's gonna do more damage. Like, it's not the best destroyer you got, but it's going to be a lethal one, so... I mean, you can't really argue with the result. This is, yes, a more expensive destroyer, but it's going to be a more capable destroyer because it does 40 knots. You're not really going to catch that, and it's actually got a greater range. So yeah, all things considered, it's actually a good destroyer design. I'm assuming this is a light cruiser hull. Oh no, that's just the experimental... What's the max tonnage? 33,000. Huh. System Iron Destroyer Hollow. Basically the same. One knots. What's the maximum that it recommends? 38. So max out the craning. We can drop this down. We can send us a standard. Give us gear turbines. Oil for ability. Max out crypt. Max flooding. Depth charge 4. Mine hunter 4. Mine layer 1. Because we really don't need that much. Like, we just need to be able to lay a minefield. We don't need to maintain a minefield. Second verse is going to be the same as the first. We're just going to throw a... Can I get away with a 21-inch torpedo? Maybe. We're going to find out. Periscopics. Okay. Ten torpedo tubes. Can I fit both of these and be fine? Oh. Like, just. 10 torps. 6 guns. Plus a secondary armament that's actually going to damage. Can I fit one of these? One of these? Can I fit one of these anywhere? No, I can't. Hell, it's too narrow. Okay, let's play with this placement so that, that can freely rotate there. Where can this... There, that can freely... So... These guns can now turn 360 degrees. Now it has super firing 5-inch guns, which will do the job. And they can spin 360 degrees, so they can hit basically anything they can, they can aim at. These basically cover everything. Oh, I haven't even touched the 20 inches is going to be, like, the best. Like, 10 20-inch torpedoes is nothing to scoff at. And, actually... Yeah, we don't have access to electrics. What's your range? 14.1. Yeah. $14 kilometers, so yeah. 6 5-inch guns firing all front forward with coming in soon after, and torpedoes flying from the decks shortly after. Now, one thing I normally do is have like a gun back here, a gun up here, and then having these like a superimposing 5-inch gun and a superimposing 5-inch gun, and then having the torpedo tubes so they can fire like complete 360 degrees with no like restrictions on firing. Actually, I'm gonna do that. Move you forward, you forward. Move you forward just a little. That's fine there. Now let's grab you. Can't put you there. You can still turn 360 degrees, so that's good. You can't. Let's move you one tick forward. Now you can. Because these guys having 360 degree differential means that it doesn't have to go from one side to the other in order to fire. Which, you know, is a problem. There we go. So what's your new range? Your new range is 18 kilometers. That's actually pretty damn good. And you are 17 kilometers. Only 12.6, but being able to engage far out with, you know, 5-inch guns either side. I mean, this is a much more balanced way of firing, and that way the torpedo tubes basically have complete, you know, like they have the same firing angle. They can fire a spread of 5 forward, a spread of 5 backwards, and then a spread of 10 sideways, while having main guns forward and aft and 2-inch guns that can fire basically covering the entire half. Yeah, this is actually a good design. Actually, of course I asked the question, would a Barbette 1 turret be better? Nope, that is way too heavy, so we're not going to do that. We're going to do what we did before. Because, you know, it's like, it's... That has 360 diversal. That has 360 diversal. Ooh. Yep, kind of figured that would max out, but, you know, working backwards is a thing, so what we're going to do. There we go. But still, it's like it's a 41 knot destroyer. It can fire guns forward and aft. Like it's got a balanced 5-inch armament that's double the previous. It's got 3-inch guns either side, providing 2-inch guns either side, providing fire support and anti-aircraft fire. And it's got a spread of 10 torpedo tubes while being a balanced layout. This is, like, not a bad destroyer for this era. Especially considering I maxed out at 33,000 tons, or 3,300 tons. But still, 11.7 kilometer range, or 1,100 kilometer range on a 40 knot like hull is impressive and will do a lot of damage. Especially considering it's got Minehunter 4 and Depth Charges 4. So this thing, and a Sonar 2, this thing is going to be lethal at hunting submarines and clearing minefields. They're not going to have any issues doing so, and the Imperial Japanese now have a seriously capable destroyer capable of hunting anything they need killed. And that's mainly the point. It's like the whole point of this series is give them something cheap, give them something dirt cheap so that they could build a ton of them. Something effective but dirt cheap so they can build a ton of them. Build something that's actually kind of good, and then build something that will completely rock their capability. And that's basically what we're doing.